As we get ready for the NFL draft, we're looking at some of the top prospects across the board. We're going to break down what makes them unique, what skill set sets them apart from the other ones. We are going to start with probably the consensus number one overall pick, your Penn State brother, Abdul Carter. What makes him so unique?
He's got everything. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he can get around the edge, he's got the little dip under. It's going to be questionable whether or not. Yeah, a little dip under. It's a little one of those guys, but
it's called a rip.
No, it's the dip under.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the dip under. Chop Robinson, former Penn Stater, had the same thing. Micah Parsons, same thing. They're obviously teaching it at Penn State, but the one thing that's questionable about him is his size, right? Like, he was an off-the-ball linebacker. He moves up, gets on the edge. He can run around guys. I get a little worried that maybe there's a little Aaron Maben in him. Maybe he doesn't have the moves. Although, when you look at Chop Robinson didn't have nearly the production in college that he did in the NFL. So these guys clearly get better once they go to the NFL, and that's typically what happens. You start to learn the moves. You get a whole OTA. You work practice from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. You got no classes anymore, right? You got everything is all about football and pass rushing. And Abdul Carter, I saw him live in person. I walked out for the coin toss Fiesta Bowl. He is tall, built like an NFL linebacker right now. I think he's going to be top 3 pick, definitely. I bet that somebody's going to trade up to be a quarterback at number 1, but top 3.
And obviously we know the quarterbacks a lot of the times, they might go a little bit higher than we might think because the quarterback's just the most important player on the team. I won't get started on that.
I mean, Cam Ward's going number 1.
You think he's going 1?
Yeah.
So there's no case for Abdul Carter to jump and go 1?
There is a case, yeah.
What is that case?
That he goes number 1 at Tennessee. Yeah. They just lost Harold Landry. They need pass rushers. There's a case. Don't say there's no case. There's a case.
Now, when you put on his film, though, he does sometimes get lost in translation when the run game comes on. Like, can you take someone 1 overall? Like, I'm looking at Myles Garrett. Like, oh, that's a bona fide 1 at defensive end. I look at Abdul Carter, and sometimes I'm like, is he 250 pounds or is he 225?
He's 250 maxed out. He can't get any bigger than 250, right? With
no
the
doubt.
Body.
Yeah,
that's like a puffed up 250 to the combine. Wait, I imagine him getting down to like 240, 238 once the season hits and he goes through training camp and all that stuff. Pass rushers are hard to find. Guys that can close games out. The problem is Tennessee won't be closing any games out. They'll be playing from behind a lot. He'll be playing a run unless they get a quarterback. So that's the issue Tennessee has to figure out. But, pass rushers, the way he'll be successful in the NFL is the way Micah Parsons in the same school, moving around, A-gap, 3 technique, standing up over guards, right defensive end, moving around where teams can't get a feel for where he's at. They can't just chip him. Lions, okay, he's always a right defensive end. Well, let's put a tight end over their back and let's chip him. They got to move him around. He uses athleticism. He'll be a special player in the NFL. He'll be very productive.
He's coming off an injury to the foot, though, right now. Does that make you nervous drafting a guy that is weighing getting surgery potentially or, trying to wait it out? I know you dealt with some injuries coming through the draft process. How does that bode for Carter?
I mean, yeah, that's a concern. I called a game, a Penn State game, and you watch all this tape, but you're getting ready for it. Like number 11, jumps off the tape every time, right? And I think he plays the edge rusher like he played linebacker. He chases down things from the backside. His motor never stops. He flies around, and he's so chaotic. I think if there's any weakness, instead he's only played true edge rusher for a year, right? I think he's just going to get better and better and better at that. I know his weight, 240, but in the right system, 3-4, guy who can cover the flats, guy who can rush, he's going to be pretty good at that. I mean, I definitely think from a edge rusher in this draft, he's the best one. And, sometimes it's a knock to say this guy's a motor guy. This guy plays hard. He plays fast. He never stops. But that's who he is. That's his mentality. And when he gets 2 or 3 more moves other than the dip under. He's gonna be really, really good. He's a special player.
There's another motor guy that just got paid the highest amount of money in the history of the NFL for a non-quarterback. Who's that? You guys know?
Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett. I don't think
no, there's another one for the Raiders.
Max Crosby.
Well, you know, Myles Garrett beat him today, right?
Oh, he did? I didn't see
By
that.
$4.5 million a year.
$40 million a year.
Oh, he's not much of a high motor guy. Max Crosby more of a high motor. Yeah.
Sorry, that's why I'm like,
Hey, I wanted Max Crosby because he is a high motor guy. This guy plays like Max Crosby with the high motor, nonstop. Just continue to play to the whistle. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch him.
Who's the best number 11 at Penn State ever?
LeVar Arrington. No question.
He started the number 11. Mm-hmm. Then who? It was Navarro Bowman.
There was 31 before that. 31 was like the number before LeVar came. Then he went 11.
Then it was Navarro Bowman. Michael Parsons.
Abdul Carter.
Now Abdul Carter.
Now LeVar's son.
That's number 11.
Number 11.
That's always
that's big
good enough
shoes
to
to
get
fill.
like fifth in the conference, isn't it?
yeah.
Those numbers are always fifth in the conference, aren't you? Fourth or fifth?
Third.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, something like that.
The Sun Bowl.
Where'd they end up this year?
Sun Bowl.
Oh, they were in the Final Four? Got it. Sounds good. Where's Lou go? Yeah, got it.
The comparisons, obviously, Michael Parsons is the easiest one. And when you look at Michael Parsons on tape, the way he's able to move and kind of come off the ball, is that the comparison to Lee at the NFL level?
I think Jay nailed it. I think he's going to be a guy that can rush the passer. You move him around, especially third down situations. He can line up in a lot of different spots. They didn't do that a whole lot with him at Penn State, but that he's built that way. Like he's a disruptor.
And if you look right now, quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels are out there who can pick up a third down, scramble.
Yeah.
When in the college football playoffs, they had him spying a lot of the time to make sure he was able to monitor some of these quarterbacks. So I think you could look at him playing in those chaotic third down fronts that we know all these defensive coordinators love to run. Put him out there as a spy, put him in there as a floater, let him go wreak havoc. That's the move I see with him.
As an interior guy, it's an absolute nightmare. You know this as a guard. I was a center. If you see number 11 or whatever number he's going to be at the next level standing over you on 3rd and 7+.
It sucks.
Get back.
It sucks as a quarterback.
Bring the slide. Get the slide going my way.
Liz.
But I think the game has changed, right? You don't need these just like long arm monster. I mean, Myles Garrett obviously is a game changer, but for him, the speed and the motor piece of it, and the just playing edge rusher like he's playing linebacker, which he did most of his career. That's what the game's turning into. Like there's so many mobile quarterbacks. The game is not just ground and pound downhill all the time. Like he's going to fit right in.
There are some teams out there. Look at like the Rams. The Rams made their bread and butter running outside zone. Now all of a sudden they're like, let's get some big 330-pound guards and start going duo and gap schemes downhill at people. So maybe if enough Abdul Carters come around, maybe we're starting to see the great shift back to. We talked about some offensive linemen today. There's Alabama 350-pound guys that struggle against the Abdul Carters. Maybe you just run duo right at them. You get more Harbaughs in there and Mike McDonald's up in Seattle.
Defensively, if you're getting against base personnel, you can reduce it from putting it on the line, right? Outside. Be the edge center. Sam, easy.
Yeah.
So he'll have a spot, no doubt about it. And then on third down, it's going to be nickel situations. He'll be an edge guy, or he'll be double A guy. He'll be a backer jam guy.
Remember Bruce Irvin?
Yeah.
I kind of get some of those vibes a little
exactly
bit.
Right.
He's a pure speed guy on the edge.
He was a hell of in West Virginia.
He was a hell of a player at West Virginia. So that's kind of where I went with him. Any final thoughts on Abdul Carter? Where do you think he ends up going? He probably won't go 1 to the Titans. He goes
3
to the Giants.
Yeah.
The New York Giants are going to double down. They're going to go Brian Burns.
No, I think Giants trade up to 1, Tennessee back to 3, and still take him.
Okay. All right.
Wow. I don't think I think he's a top 3 pick.
Yeah.
I mean, just off of raw talent alone.
And you think it goes quarterbacks 1, 2, and then the skill guys start going?
Mm-hmm.
Hunter might go 2, right?
Well, let's jump into Travis Hunter then. I mean, he's the next guy we got to talk about. If Abdul Carter doesn't go 1 to the Tennessee Titans.
He's going to be a top 3 pick, all right? You're going to have Cam Ward, and you're going to have Hunter, and you're going to have Cam Ward, right?
Abdul
Carter, yeah, those 3. I think 1, 2, 3. No doubt. What order is it? I think it's going to depend on
trades.
Well, trades, his foot issue. We used to have a draft board, and the guy had a little red dot on there. Damn, he's got a red dot. It means we can't really take him this high, so he drops, unfortunately. I think that's going to have a lot to do with screwing his foot, but I still think those are the 3 best players in the draft.
I don't think he's getting. Did he say he was getting the surgery? I don't think he's actually. I think he opted not to get the surgery.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Why? Why go under the knife if you don't have to?
Yeah, exactly. Why have a surgery? Why put a screw in your foot if you don't have to do it?
I mean, especially the way how explosive he is, how he bends. I mean, his closing speed. Screw all that. All right, Travis Hunter. If you're the Tennessee Titans, make a case, Jay, that he should be the number 1 overall pick then.
He helps 2 rooms in a huge way. He's a lockdown corner, probably the best corner in in college football, and he's only got the best receiver in college football. Unbelievable athlete, Justin. Unbelievable athlete. No matter where you put him, he's going to succeed. I think you play him both. I think you feature him more at wide receiver. He can play corner, third down, man to man. Come on, we're going to roll to you. Play cover two. It's not that hard. Receiver, he is a dynamic playmaker at wide receiver. He can catch.
Where does he play at receiver?
He can. I don't give it. Outside, inside.
It doesn't matter. Where do you play him at X?
Maybe. I don't know yet, man. I got to have him in the ability to meet him, see how smart he is, how much he can handle. I mean, obviously he handles a lot. He played both ways and over 100 snaps a game at Colorado, right? And at Jackson State. This guy, all I know is when he gets the ball in his hands, it's touchdown waiting to happen. He has great acceleration, great burst, great hands, great feel for the game. Now, he kind of drifts and kind of doesn't know where he's going half the time. He doesn't set up routes. He's not a great polished receiver yet, but his skill set, his ability to find the ball, track the ball, catch the ball, he's sick, man. He's sick. You got to put him in offense somewhere.
Do you think he could play 100 plays a game?
I don't know about that, man. Longevity, 17 games a year. Practicing, I mean, he'd have to take Wednesdays off, but for him, he needs to practice, especially at wide receiver, the splits, the get-offs, the detail for every route. That's what he doesn't have right now. But when he catches a release screen against Kansas, it takes it 70 yards, and there's nobody even, it's like snails are chasing him. It's unbelievable.
And it looks effortless.
Effortless. It's not even look like he's trying.
His ability to track the ball, too. I mean, just from when we play with DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona, and his ability to track the ball, and he's going to go get it. He's going to high point it. There's not many guys on planet Earth that just have that innate ability, and he has it. But Colt, if you have a guy like Travis Hunter who you want him to be the bona fide number one receiver, and he's going over to the defensive side of the ball, and you're like, hey, I'm trying to get my timing down, is that going to cause some issues amongst the team?
Maybe. I don't know. Tell me somebody else who's done this or who we've even talked about doing this. Not in my time in the NFL, 14 years, I never saw anybody like this.
Deion played a little bit of receiver, I think. Didn't Champ Bailey play a little bit or somebody?
The only thing you all see is like punt returner and plays.
Yeah, I mean, he could be your punt returner. He could be your kick returner.
Then Patrick Peterson did some offense a little bit, right? Little reverses every now and then.
Here and there. I mean, it was all gimmick stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a third down corner, you're playing man, like he can come in and play man, but I would put him at receiver. That's just me. I mean, what's
making the most money right now?
What's more impactful for your team? A corner that's probably could be really, really good. He's going to take some time, or a star receiver. But I don't know where you put him at receiver. You put him at X, you put him at slot, you put him at Z.
He's big enough to play anything.
He's big enough to play X. Okay, great. Then I would play receiver, right? And I would his ability to do the things that Jay talked about, tracking the ball, balls in the hands, like it's like touchdown, written all over it all the time. Like you hold your breath. And for a defensive coordinator to know that's on that side of the field that's ridiculous. He does need some work. Like when Jay says he drifts, he hasn't played enough because he's not even practicing. He's playing both sides. This is all raw talent. He's unbelievable, right? He's a top 3 guy in this draft by far. I think if you coached him up on corner or receiver, either one, I think he could be all pro every year.
Wow. He just has to work on his body language a little bit. He wants the ball all the time, and Shador.
What receiver doesn't?
Somewhere else. You can see him in the corner of the screen going like
AJ Brown. Look at AJ Brown.
Yeah. I mean, my God.
I mean, I've seen more temper tantrums on sidelines from receivers in my life than I have my own kids.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Except Larry Fitz. Larry Fitz is like the anomaly in the receiver world.
Yeah. When you talk about the rest of the receivers in the draft, there's some pretty good ones. I mean, they're not, Hall of Fame type material, but there's some damn good receivers. And this guy, to me, is better than all of them, which says a lot.
Is he the best? He's the best receiver in this draft and the best defensive back. So no matter where you draft him, he's the best.
I think so, yeah. I do. But time will tell.
That's special.
Yeah, but if
it's crazy.
Yeah.
You look back 10 years, right? And you got this guy on your team, and he was a great corner for us, but you didn't play any receiver, and I just can't believe a guy with this skill set won't play receiver. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, here's a good question. You think receiver is a more important position than cornerback?
I do, yeah. A touchdown maker is more important to me than a guy that can play cover 2 and a little man-to-man. Now, if I'm playing against
all of our DBs out there, are going to be coming after us.
It's not that. I think DBs want your team to score too, so they can. But I can roll up to a corner. I can play cover 2, quarter, half. We could change up to cover. We play one hole and have a whole player and a free safety play outside leverage, bump and run, right? And it's not easy, don't get me wrong, but it's very hard to score touchdowns. So I'd rather have the touchdown maker. And I still think he can play corner. Like I said, he can play 20 snaps a game at corner on third down, red zone, whatever it might be.
All right, so he's a consensus top 3 pick. I mean, no matter how this thing shakes out, Travis Hunter is probably the best player available in this draft.
And I actually think the majority of teams will probably play him at corner and just give him a package of plays on offense. I would do the opposite.
Why are you the only one thinking this way?
I think the majority of teams will play him at corner and a handful of plays on offense.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm flip-flopping. I do the opposite. I play
so all those teams, all those guys with jobs, they like.
Yeah.
What would your handful of plays on defense be? Situational? Fourth quarter stuff?
Does he catch the ball naturally?
Pull one of your top corners.
Hey, you've been sitting down, getting oxygen after scoring your touchdown. We're just going to wait till the biggest play of the game to put you in there at DB.
So I used to coach in the Arena League, right? It was a hell of a lot easier to coach these guys to play receiver corner than it was corner to receiver. You know, that's all.
Who we have at Washington that went from receiver.
Press, run with them. Right, get your hands
See-ball,
on.
get ball.
Hey, we
He was a two-way player. He was D-line, O-line. He did a little bit of both.
We had receiver Quentin Dunbar.
Yeah.
Moved over to corner.
Yeah.
And did pretty good.
He did.
He played probably 7 or 8 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
So you're saying it's easier to take a receiver and move to corner than corner to move to receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's fair.
And I would say, too, from the dollar perspective, you don't get as beat up playing wide receiver either. You can make business decisions. You're playing cornerback. You got to come up there and you got to tackle running backs. You got to come up and tackle Saquon Barkley.
I got an example
receiver,
for
you
you.
can go down.
I did a show on this show with Mike Martz. Mike Martz said he would definitely play him at defensive back only. And I told Mike Martz, that's because you had Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. I said, what if Torrey Holt, right, was the number 1 corner coming out of college and was a great receiver? Would you have put him just defensive back and eliminated all his production at wide receiver? Knowing what you know now about Torrey Holt, what would you do, Justin?
And Mike Martz is an offensive guy.
What would you do?
He's 100% putting him on offense. I think we're all offensive guys.
There you have it.
So for me right now, I want Travis Hunter on third down, making plays, making guys miss, picking up the next first down. I think with a good defensive line, look at the Philadelphia Eagles, it masks a lot of things going on back on in the secondary. So I might look and say, hey, we're going to put Travis at receiver, and let's go get Abdul, or let's go get one of these guys, Mason Graham, that we're going to talk about later, bolster the pass rush, and that's going to help our secondary.
And I could be wrong. They could get him in training camp, and maybe he's not ready to be a full-time receiver. Maybe he's just going to dominate corner, be a Pro Bowl corner for the next 5-10 years, whatever it might be, and have a package of plays, a screen and a couple slants or whatever it is. Maybe that is the best fit. But I think if a team gets in the building and honestly puts the effort into training him to be a receiver, I think he can be a special player.
All right. Well, another guy that stood up there with him on the Heisman stage, Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. Many consider him to be the best running back prospect in the last. Well, there's a guy from Penn State, Saquon Barkley, that might have something to say about it. But Ashton Jeanty has been one of those running backs that had a historic year. The question I have, where does he get drafted and when? Does he go top 5? Does he go top 10? Would you take a running back that high?
I think the running back conversation has changed a little bit now with Jahmyr Gibbs and Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, knowing what these guys have done for their teams and the positions they put their teams in to close games out and dominate the line of scrimmage. I think there's a good chance he goes in the top 10. I think he'll go like 12 or 13, maybe the Cowboys, somebody like that. But he's deservingly, he's big son of a gun. He's got a lot of workload on his shoulders now. He's been toting rock a lot at Boise now. He's got a lot of mileage on them tires
That's
already.
what everyone says about running backs. That's why the running back market has come back down.
However, if you're going to take one of the top 12 or first round in general, this guy better be special. And this guy is pretty much special. His contact balance is as good as anybody that's come out in a while. It's like very similar to Nick Chubb when he came out. He couldn't tackle him. The big, strong legs, his compact body. He's got good vision, good acceleration through the hole. Very productive, obviously, at Boise State. So, yeah, if you're going to take one, you want a bell cow like this.
Did you watch any of his tape during the year, or did you go back and watch tape as we started thinking about talking about him?
I was watching him throughout the whole year because everyone was talking about him.
Yeah, everybody was talking about it. So you'd see highlights. But did you watch like a full – I didn't watch a full game until I watched the bowl game. Exactly. But he fumbled twice. Yeah. And I was like, oh, man, come on. I'm like pulling – I wanted to see like –
You're right. You're waiting to see this star that everyone's been talking about. Any others?
But then after that, I went back and started watching some games. Dude is a stud.
Did you see some of his higher lowers on Underdog numbers rushing? Higher, 189.5. I mean,
who was he playing though?
I don't give a
Oregon. Played Oregon week 1. It ran for 160.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And broke a 70-yard touchdown.
Higher 3.5 touchdowns. I mean, what you got to be kidding me.
Halfway through the season, he had more yards after contact than anybody else had just regular yards in college football. That's a crazy stat.
Here's the big but. There's a lot of good running backs out there. Bad free agency class for running backs.
Really good running backs. Yeah.
There's a ton of running backs in this class. So if you're sitting there like, I can get Ashton Jeanty, I got to get him in the 10th overall, or I could go get one of these top offensive tackles or guards.
Everybody laughed at Detroit when they took Jahmyr Gibbs at 12, right? Oh my God, you can get a running back anytime. Not a running back like that. The other guys are good. I'll go down the list with you, man. They're okay. They all have some traits that are pretty good, but this guy, top to bottom, he's built different than all these other guys. He's got the strength, power, speed. He's got it all. Some guys have the speed. Some guys have the power. This guy has it all.
Spice up your sports viewing experience with the Underdog app. Underdog is the best place to play. Pick 'em on all of your favorite sports. Just choose higher or lower on your favorite players' stats, and you can join the millions of fans who have won billions of dollars on Underdog. What are you waiting for? Sign up now using promo code POCKET. That's POCKET, and you can get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Download the Underdog app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com to get started today.
Mark my words, he ends up going to Chicago, where Ben Johnson just came from Detroit and drafted Gibbs early, right? You mark my words. That's where he's going to end up. I saw him firsthand from 5 feet away. His legs are as big as Saquon's. He reminded me so much of Maurice Jones-Drew, the way he runs. Yeah, when I went back and watched his film.
Yeah, the way he runs. Yeah, is he built like that?
His legs are
Maurice
built like
Jones-Drew's
that.
got a little.
He's, I'm telling you, he's squatty. His legs are thick as hell. He runs hard between the tackles. Go back and watch the Oregon game when he broke the 70-yarder. You get
Barrel chest. I mean, this guy.
Dude, the Bears just bolstered the O-line.
That's what I'm saying. So they already built through the O-line. They know they need a back. They're building it the right way. Ben Johnson needs a back. I'm telling you, he's going to end up there. But listen, if you go back and watch him throughout the season, watch how many times he gets. It's just like Saquon, right? Just watch how many times he gets hit between the tackles.
Yeah.
And turns it into a 30 or 40 or 50-yard chunk.
No, I
watch
know.
how many times.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Is he a guy that's going to come in and just be your bell cow day one? Like, you draft a guy that high, he's got to be. He's the most NFL ready. Like we mentioned, Travis Hunter needs a little bit of work. Abdul Carter needs a little bit of work. If you're a general manager and you draft Ashton Jeanty, you're sleeping good at night knowing week one, he's going to be able to produce at the same level as Jahmyr Gibbs, as Saquon Barkley, as all these other top running backs.
Yes.
I'd feel good about the other 2 guys you mentioned too, just so you know.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, there's so much pressure. We saw this with Saquon Barkley. You take a guy 2 overall, you're paying him that much money. He better be All-Pro, Pro Bowl right away because you're paying him like a top running back. You're already paying him that high. It's why a lot of times you want to go left tackle, you want to go lockdown DB, you want to go start receiver because those guys are making $40 million a year. You bring in Ashton Jeanty and you take him top 10. He's already getting paid as much as. More than Derrick Henry, as much as Derrick Henry. That's the fear because what else is out there in the market? What are you giving up to get Ashton Jeanty? But he's
Rashad White. I mean, that's your other options at free agent running back right now, or whoever it is, right? Like the big one went off the board today with Aaron Jones.
He commanded $10 million a year.
Right.
Man, I don't know. There's some names. We're going to go through the running backs. It's a deep class this year. I'm just wondering if you have a lot of needs if you're drafting in the middle. Like the Cowboys need more than just a running back, right? They need some offensive line.
Rico actually played pretty good for him at the end of the year. So, yeah, they need a lot. Everybody needs a lot that's drafted in the top 15, the top 20, top 29. If you're drafted in the top 29, you need a lot. Right?
Just the only 2 teams that are the 3. Why 29? That means the 3. That means the top of the last.
Detroit had a lot of injuries, so I did count them. And Philadelphia and Kansas City, they need a lot. You know,
do they need a running back? They might. Is Pacheco a free agent?
I don't know, but there's
moving on.
But Jeanty is impressive. Seriously, when you go back and just start watching game after game, not just highlights. You can just turn on the tape, and it's like every run he's making guys miss. It doesn't go down at first contact. I mean, carrying guys, making moves with dudes wrapped around his waist, like it's just over all year long. Like turn on any game.
Would you ever, if your son was like, "Hey, Dad, I want to play football," what's the last position you would have your kid play?
Nose guard.
Not running back?
No, nose guard.
Nose guard sucks too.
With the tush push now.
Why running back would be last? It's the guy gets a ball. That'd be the first.
I would say receiver.
Quarterback first?
Yeah. Tight end. If they were getting ready to go into like, hey, you're going to be professional at this. You'd want them to be a running back?
I'm talking about having fun, man. I'm talking about having fun playing football.
Football's not fun, Jay. Football's about money. You see Myles Garrett today? He wanted to win a championship until the Browns gave him $40 million. They said, you know what? Cleveland ain't that bad.
True.
It's not fun.
Cleveland's great now.
Football gets less and less fun the higher you go in football. It's more business. It's
The
more
last
cutthroat.
6 years of my career, I called my wife on the second day of training camp and told her
Maybe it's just
retiring every year for 6
How
years.
about walking downstairs in this room downstairs, that huge ballroom? And all I could think of was, remember those walkthroughs we had in the hotel ballroom?
Yeah, you started sweating.
God. I started getting a panic attack. Oh my God, I don't have the cards with me.
I have former teammates of mine that call me and they're like, if I got to do another walkthrough, that's going to force me to retire. I like the walkthroughs.
They're easy on your
You don't
body.
got to block any linemen.
I just standing around for walkthroughs for me were hard. That hurt on my knees.
Football's still fun, by the way. You want to touch the
You guys are
football.
quarterbacks. You guys are quarterbacks.
Yeah,
So back to your question, if I was doing it for the money, quarterback number one, right, and then receiver for sure.
And then probably tight end. And then probably tackle. Oh, edge rusher is probably the best job in football, right?
Yeah.
Corner seems like a nightmare.
You don't even
give
need
them
knee
long
pads.
touchdowns.
You get in a sprinter stance on the outside and just rush up the field. If it's a run play, force it inside, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would say running back. I would tell I don't have a son, but I would say don't play running back. You don't want to do it. Like identify as
You don't like to score?
Don't worry, your son would not have the genetics to be a running back.
Incorrect. My wife's family, my brother-in-law was all state running back. They got some speed on that side. So if we can get their athleticism with my
You're athletic. Come on, give yourself some
physical
credit.
stats.
Wait for you to finish that sentence with my.
I was going to be very careful with the words because I know I was going to get destroyed after that. Okay. All right. Anything else on Ashton Jeanty?
I would just say from a character standpoint, like listening to that dude talk, like how he treats his teammates, like knowing that like if I don't play my best every week, like Boise State has no chance, right? That dude is a really great kid. He would probably be a captain on your team, maybe in his first couple years. Like that's the kind of standard that guy sets every day. I just think all around, take him as a football player, but take him as a person, he's a stud.
And I think that reminds me a lot of Saquon Barkley because Saquon Barkley not only is one of the best players in the field, he's one of the best teammates. Everyone on the Eagles talked about it. Is Ashton Jeanty the best prospect since Saquon, or is there anyone else that pops up?
Running back? Mm-hmm. Caffrey was pretty damn good.
Yeah. Gibbs. I would say,
Gibbs wasn't.
Bijan, yeah, probably Bijan, yeah. We're in Austin, come on.
Gibbs wasn't projected to go top 12 now.
It was a shock that he got drafted that high.
I don't think it'll be a shock if Jeanty goes in the first 15 picks.
Agree.
Oh, no, I think he will.
Yeah.
I think he will.
I already told you where he's going. I ain't got to watch the draft.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're the guru. All right, let's move on. We are moving on to the trenches. We're going to Mason Graham, Michigan, number 55. Weight came in a little less than you'd want. He came in at 290 pounds, the defensive tackle. Not the biggest guy in the room. He kind of reminds me of freshman year AQ Shipley at Penn State.
He's a lot better. He's a lot better than I ever was.
Optically.
As wide as he is tall, no, I think he looks a little better too. You could say every trait about this guy that comes to mind when you think of a white deep tackle, right? You could say he's the son of a coach. You could say he's got a good football IQ, high motor, all the stuff, right? You could even go as far as saying he's Kyle Williams or any other white, Chris Hoke or any of these other. But guess what?
Bo Allen.
I love the Kyle Williams one. That's a good one.
But guess what?
Really good one.
I'm going Ndamukong Suh.
This guy's
Stop it.
power.
This guy's power.
Stop it.
Did you see what he did?
He never took over a game. I don't
Yes,
care.
he did.
No.
Go back and watch last year.
Go ahead.
Ndamukong
Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, dominant.
Stop it.
You know what I said he plays like?
His name is not House of Spears.
There you go.
His name's Mason.
He looks like
It is tough. It is
He plays like a 290-pound Vita Vea, the way he like throws his hands around. And,
Great.
yeah, right?
That's good.
Not
Not a free technique.
I kind of saw a little bit of Grady Jarrett. I did see a little Grady Jarrett, like a smaller guy. I think he's got some twitch. He's got a quick arm over. He's got a cross face.
He's bull rush.
I think he
bull
does.
Rush, bull rush.
What about Kenny Clark in Green Bay?
I like Kenny Clark comparison.
All right, fine. I'm 1 for 2 now.
It's a bull rush. It's a bull rush.
I think he
AQ told me off camera. He said, just don't call him Kyle Williams.
That's exactly what I said.
to me, he plays like a
tired of
nose
it.
guard at 3 technique.
That's right. That's what Sue did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sue lined up offsides, jumped the count, and bull rushed people. That's what Sue did for 15 years. Am I wrong?
He could probably still do it.
Yeah, good. He looks great still.
Yeah.
But that's who this guy is, right? He's powerful. When you go back on even last year's tape, he took over games on the way to the national championship. He took over games this year. They weren't as good of a football team, but go back and watch last year's tape. He took over games. Go back and watch. I know you watched this year. Yeah. Go back and watch last year. He took over games by taking guards and centers 4 or 5 yards deep in the backfield consistently.
And they were losing in games. It's a lot easier to play that position, 3-tech, and use, especially if you're a smaller guy, to be able to get after the quarterback. If your team's up in games, it's a little different dynamic this year. From an offensive line perspective, though, what makes a guy like Mason Graham tough to go against?
The motor, right? He's low to the ground. He's motor. He plays low. He plays with his hands. A lot of times, that's the hardest thing you have to teach guys when they come into the league is you can get away with things in college and you can lead with your head and you can do all these things. What's the first thing you do when you get to the NFL? Individual practice. When you look down at the defensive lineman, all they do is they go like this and hit the board, right? All day long. Boom, hit the board, hit the board, hit the board. So they learn to play, boom, get your hands on you, here, shed, right? And that's what he already has. Go back and watch him against Alabama last year in the college football playoffs. I mean, he was Booker, who we're talking about. I mean, he was literally 3 yards deep in the backfield, head, shed.
Not a good matchup for Booker, as we said.
Agreed.
He's a little bit slow-footed.
But still, I mean, that's a guy that's also going to be a first-round pick probably that he dominated.
As a quarterback, when you know there's a guy like that over there that can beat the guard quickly and gets you. I mean, obviously the defensive tackle is much closer to the quarterback. What does that do to the mentality for you?
Well, I mean,
you've been out there against Aaron Donald.
If he's Aaron Donald or if he's Ndamukong Suh, that does a lot. Like you're worried about protections and where we're sliding, and like you got to have 4 hands on him at all times. Is he that guy? Like, is he a guy you got to slide to every time?
No, because he's going to be playing inside. He's going to be playing nose probably. I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, do I ask you if I ever feel
he's
bad?
He's playing 3-tech. He was standing up pass rushing at times.
I don't think he's Aaron Donald. I don't think he's J.J. Watt. But I do think he's got the power to disrupt on the interior.
But those are also Defensive Player of the Year guys. Those are the top level.
I can't say as a quarterback I was ever nervous about a nose guard.
This guy's not a nose guard. This guy's not a nose guard.
I'm just saying.
I know.
I'd be nervous about a 3 technique.
Was there ever a nose guard?
Did you ever line up and look across and see Casey Hampton? You would have been nervous.
Oh, yeah, I did. I played against him when I was young.
There you go. You were nervous.
That's a fair point. Sean Rogers. I mean, those are big boys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Jamal Williams.
Really scared of this run stopper nose guard.
I feel like
says the quarterback guys.
Points that way.
I got a center and a guard worried about a nose guard. I'm not that worried about it.
This guy's not a nose guard. He's not coming in just to play first and second down and he's leaving on third down. This guy's
going to be really good at on third down. He's going to be the first guy in the stunts. The TE stunts when he goes first. My God, he's going to be a nightmare.
Rough Fisk out there in L.A.
There's going to be imagine him and Abdul Carter, right? Abdul Carter next to each other. And then him setting, boom, banging into that defense or the left tackle. And here comes Abdul Carter rushing into B gap. That'd be the best TE stunt of all time.
Well, unfortunately,
there's a lot to be said. I know, but I'm saying it could be a lot of people doing it.
Sorry.
But the TE stunt, the T part of it is the most important part, right?
Agree.
You got to wreak havoc. You got to get that guard and that tackle. Oh, shit. Here comes, boom.
This is the first time he's ever talked about a stunt ever.
This guy will be the best TE stunner of all time. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy, he's like a bullet wrestling ball. He can't finish like Aaron Donald, some of these other guys. He doesn't have the length and the speed and the ability to turn and closing speed to get the sacks, but he's going to create a lot of sacks with his havoc on the TE stunt.
Well, selfless guy.
Exactly.
Okay. But the LA Rams just had a young guy, Fisk and Jared Verse, the 2 edge rushers. They're creating havoc, doing the exact same thing.
They really are.
And they're 1 play away from being in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So there's something to be said about having a guy that can come in and create havoc. Imagine he went third to the Giants, right? It's probably best case scenario for him to go third, maybe.
To the Giants?
I'm just saying. I'm just giving you an example. You put Dexter Lawrence, Mason Graham, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. That's a scary front 4 now. You got all guys that are wreaking havoc. You need to put 2 guys on Burns on the outside. You need a double Dexter Lawrence. You're telling me Mason Graham's not going to eat all day long?
If they do that, they're going to have to hold teams to 3 because they won't be able to score. They need somebody who can.
What if they got Aaron Rodgers?
What if? They don't have him yet, do they? They need a quarterback. They could use
I'm just giving
some offensive fire.
Maybe
that's a bad example. We need other things on the Giants.
All right, who else in the top 10? Who else in the top 10?
What about your Browns?
Was Myles Garrett? Are you kidding me? I'm going to go.
Myles Garrett with
a quarterback in the defensive end. They got no.
Hold on. Patriots probably not. Jaguars
take him
with Walker.
Yeah.
Him and Walker. Raiders with Max Crosby. Oh my God. Exciting whites.
And
Vegas.
Christian Wilkins.
And Christian. You forget Christian Wilkins there.
Because he was injured.
Carolina Panthers, they don't need him with Derek Brown. New York Jets don't need him. The Saints, no. San Francisco, the 49ers?
Saints have hit their quote on white D-line with Parisi.
Yeah. San Francisco loves building through the D-line.
They do?
Will he go top 10?
I think he goes to top 10.
Top 10.
I do. I don't think I think it's top 10.
Well, the Bears are taking Jeanty at 10.
I think a lot of people are saying he's this great 3-tech. I don't think he's going to be like a 10-sack-a-year guy at 3 technique. No, he's going to play the run very good. I mean, you know what I mean? For a 3 technique, you want to, if you're taking a guy at 5, you want a guy that's going to have some sack production.
That's the one thing you see on tape.
Who's the highest 3-tech defensive tackle guy lately? What, Quinnen Williams?
Quinnen Williams would be
the
one.
Jets? Is he...
I mean, Derek Brown from the Panthers.
Derek Brown's a monster. Is he as good as Derek Brown?
He's a 326'6" guy.
I bet you...
Totally
I will bet you that
Jalen
Mason
Carter
Graham is
difference.
better than Derek Brown was as a rookie.
Wow.
He's more technically
So
sound. Derek Brown was...
You talk about Mason Graham being a bull rusher all the time, but when I watch him play, like he's got a lot of this.
He does this.
Like in this.
On third down, he's in a 2-point stance.
Yeah, right.
Like,
so he's pretty versatile.
We were messing around with the nose guard thing. I'm hoping like this guy plays 3-tech.
Yeah.
He creates havoc.
He's got some stuff.
He played at Michigan.
I know.
He's a nose guard playing 3 technique. That's what he is. Damn good though.
You're just saying that because he's white.
No, I'm not. I'm just the way he plays. It's just
He's just limited athletically, is what you're trying to say.
he's more of a pop. Where's the ball at? As opposed to I'm getting up the field rush type guy. Right? He's more of a 2-gap 3 technique. Does that make sense?
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I just feel like we're not giving this kid any shot right now.
I like him. I just
Top
said he's a
10.
good
He
player.
just said it was top 10.
I compared him to Sue.
I'm just saying if you take him,
you're
what more do
getting
you
props.
want? You're running
It's this guy. He's like, you don't need a DB. You don't need D-line.
Hey,
All you need is a receiver that can catch the ball.
All these teams are watching Saquon Barkley run the ball down their face, right? This guy's going to be up there because he's a great run player. He's a great run player. And then the
Holds
pass
the point,
game, on
splits
third
double
down, he
teams.
can still play. He can still rush a passer on the TE studs.
Bingo. I
He
agree.
can still be effective. I like this guy. I like him. I'd take him.
We'd want all these guys. The whole,
All these guys are good.
This is
Come
the
on.
issue. We're trying to we're splitting hairs here. We're going
Take a
from the
280-pound short arm 3 technique that can't get sacks. Why not?
Want me to come out of retirement?
I would be a little nervous, though, just so you know. But, he's not like, when you think about a 3 technique, you think of Jalen Carter as big.
don't get all excited over there.
Him and Jalen Carter and Mason Graham walked in a room together and you go, holy, what the?
No, sir. Actually, we don't want any more coffee. We don't want any refills on our drinks.
Hey, what does he play? Center?
That's all.
Does he play center?
Man, poor Mason Graham.
I like me. I said take him in the top 10.
All right, well then you don't think he's a waiter when he walks in,
If you walked in next to Jalen Carter, I might.
Or Ndamukong Suh.
or any of those Georgia D linemen right now. All those Georgia D linemen right now, you send them off the bus first.
Spice up your sports viewing experience with the Underdog app. Underdog is the best place to play. Pick 'em on all of your favorite sports. Just choose higher or lower on your favorite players' stats, and you can join the millions of fans who have won billions of dollars on Underdog. What are you waiting for? Sign up now using promo code POCKET. That's POCKET, and you can get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Download the Underdog app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com to get started today.